So this has been an outstanding task for a while, and I wanted to show you a screen share on how to edit the application reference. So this is the case where a student's reference isn't following up, they're not responding, and the student wants to change who the reference is so that they can finish the application. And at this point in the base package, we can't have the student change that in the future. I think that's the best option. So at this point, you'll find the application, and so just click on the application, any application. You can get to the application obviously through either involvement or just going right to applications. And so this is kind of one of our test applications. And on the details here of the application, when we scroll down, you'll see that there is all the reference information here. And so we don't want to edit this information. We actually need to go to the related tab and then look at the application references here. And so let's say this is the one that didn't follow up, and we can actually delete that, or we can even leave it. But I would probably say just delete it for simplicity. Obviously, when we delete it, if that person tries to fill out the reference, it won't work. They'll get an error, but they're not doing it anyway. So I think it's probably ideal to kind of remove it and then create a new reference. And so you'll choose if it's going to be the leader or the employer-teacher reference type. And then there's a couple of pieces of information that you need to fill out here. So the first piece of information is that we need to have the reference name. So let's just say it's Eric Jones. And this is a little redundant, I understand, but we also need to have a contact. And so if you already have a contact for that reference, you can just select them. If not, you can click right here and add a new contact. And so then you click the contact, and then this is the other kind of redundant thing. It's a long story, but you have to choose the student here. And the reason why, well, it's just a database thing. I know that we already know the student because they're attached to the application here, but we do need to reselect the student contact. We know the student's contact name, it's right here, and so you can just literally just type in the name again and select it. So I apologize, but the way the database is set up in Salesforce, this is a required field, and we can't even create this record without having that required field set. So got to type that in, and then you'll choose what type of reference it is. And then here's the other key, is that you have to choose this box. And so what this does is this says, hey, this is all good, and I want to push this information up to the application from this application reference. And it's just a double check that I added because we want to make sure we're kind of overwriting the information on the application, and I want to make sure that you want to do that. And everything else you can leave blank. And so when we hit save, then what's happening is it's not only creating the application reference, but it's also setting the details of that application reference to the application, and it's automatically sending out the email so that the reference can fill out the email. So now we will get an email here right away, or at least fairly soon. I should get an email. Yeah, here it comes. And so basically now this, since I entered myself, I got that email. Obviously the person that got entered there as the reference will get the email, and they can click on the link to fill it out. So that's the process you'll go through to change the application reference.